Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're cutting through the noise on something really critical. High school CTE, career and technical education internships.
Right.
And the core finding from all our sources is pretty blunt. The old model, sending one kid to one business, is mathematically and logistically, well, it's impossible to scale for millions of students.
It really is, and we have to frame this correctly. It's not a lack of interest from the students, it's an infrastructure failure.
An infrastructure failure, how so?
Well, in rural areas, you get what some are calling placement deserts. The travel is just prohibitive.
A spatial mismatch, right?
Exactly. And then in cities, you get the opposite problem, a density paradox. High schoolers are competing with university students, and employers are just overwhelmed.
So we have to think beyond that traditional 4-week placement.
We have to.
Okay, so our mission for this deep dive is to unpack that new architecture. We're talking about a portfolio approach that uses virtualization, simulation, all of it.
And it's really about tackling those crucial employability skills, not just the technical stuff.
Okay, so let's start with virtualization, solving that geography problem you mentioned. We looked at the CTeLearning virtual internship model. It basically creates a digital employer, the online classroom, the LMS. That's the office.
And you're interacting with virtual characters, right? Like coworkers and supervisors.
Exactly. They're sending you simulated texts, simulated emails.
Yeah.
It's how you learn professional etiquette, like how do you respond to a frustrated virtual client at 4 on a Friday?
That's a great point. But that simulation only really works if the assessment changes too. You can't just slap a high-stakes test on the end of it.
And this is where the LearnAndEarn certification idea comes in.
Yes. This is a revolution. It gets rid of those expensive exams. We're talking $70, sometimes over $100 a student.
Wow.
And it replaces them with continuous project-based assessment. You earn your certification by actually doing the work and building a portfolio.
So it kills the test anxiety, and it aligns the whole thing with how you're actually judged at a real job.
On demonstrated ability. It's that simple.
Okay, so once you build the skills virtually, you need the culture.
This is fascinating because it's not about simulating tasks. It's about simulating the entire corporate culture.
The classroom literally becomes a company. Students interview for jobs, and the teacher, they step back?
They become a CEO or a consultant. They advise, they don't lecture.
So what about external work that doesn't have that physical barrier?
That's the gig economy piece. Micro internships. They're the sweet spot. Short term, maybe 5 to 40 hours, all remote. Transportation is a non-issue.
And for students who aren't quite ready for paid work?
You can put that experience on your resume before you even land your first real job.
So the big takeaway here for you is what's being called the stacked ecosystem.
That's the optimal pathway. You start with virtual simulation. That guarantees 100% equity and access.
Then you move to the simulated workplace to get the culture and accountability down.
And then, only then, the students who are ready progress to external placements, like those micro internships or a traditional capstone project.
So let's leave you with this final thought. Given these models, which are all about applied ability and what you can do.
Not what you can memorize for a test.
Exactly. How quickly will the traditional high school curriculum have to change when a student's career-ready portfolio carries more weight in the hiring process than their GPA?